I'm Celisa Steele, Managing Director at Tagoras, and I'm joined today by Dan Belhassan, President of SmarterU.com. Thanks for talking with me today, Dan.
Pleasure to be here.
Well, first, I'd just like to start off by asking that you tell us a little bit about who SmarterU.com is and what you do.
Okay, so SmarterU is a learning management system. It's a cloud-based, multi-tenanted system where we have clients across a number of different organization spaces, associations, franchise systems, manufacturers, hospitality, hotels, recreation departments. And so really the focus of the company is in two different ways. We support our clients by providing them with the software, which is the SmarterU platform, but also providing them with services. And the services can range from various types of onboarding services, internal training and consulting, instructional design, course development, course conversion, video production. So really the full spectrum of what a organization may need in order to be successful with a internal training program.
Okay, well, great. And how does SmarterU.com differentiate itself from other companies that play in this sort of learning space in the association world?
Well, we found it quite interesting, not just in the association world, but in the different industries that we have clients, where traditionally online learning and learning management system has been a little bit of an ivory tower, and in the sense that it's been fairly expensive, and it's been something which only larger associations can really take advantage of. And when we built, because we actually have a history of building custom learning management systems for different groups, so we would build from scratch LMSs. And several years ago, we decided to take all of our best practices and put them together into the SmarterU platform. And with that, what our key focus has been providing a really high quality, application that's very simple for administrators and simple for the end users to use, where you don't need to have a week of training in order to be able to know how to operate an LMS. We believe operating all software, including learning management systems, should actually be fun, enjoyable, and that is what we're trying to bring to associations, is a refreshing option, which is quite different from the traditional offerings that have been available.
Okay, well, great. And that third question, I think, touches on something that you mentioned. You sort of mentioned the ivory tower, but we know that on the one hand, you tend to market to sort of smaller associations, but on the other hand, you have strong multilingual support. So are you finding that today sort of organizations of any size need to be thinking international?
We're absolutely finding that. We've got clients that have relatively small footprints, so they may have 10,000 or less learners, but they're in 5 different countries. And a competitive advantage for them is to be able to have a learning management and training system which they can use in Chinese, they can use it in Thai, they can use it in German, that they can use within their global operation. We have an office in Singapore, for instance, because we have clients in Southeast Asia that we service out of Singapore. And of course, you go to Singapore and there's 15 different languages that are being spoken by different groups there in Southeast Asia. And so it's not just the largest groups and associations that have multilingual needs. It can be as simple as associations that need to be able to provide Spanish, French, and English in North America support, which is the default 3 languages that our LMS provides.
Well, great. And I have just one last question for you, Dan. Just be interested in your thoughts in terms of what's coming down the pike for learning in the next few years or so. What should we be thinking about?
Well, I think that the next big wave, the current big wave that's being promoted right now is social learning. But I think the next big wave after that is actually going to be personalized learning. We've got some ideas for this space that can't really talk about right now, but learning has got to become much more personalized than it is right now. And the challenge with that is one of cost. So how do you develop, because ideally, Celisa, you should have a very personalized learning experience based on your previous experiences, based on your role, based on a number of different factors. The question is, how do you do that in a cost-effective way so that you can get that personalized experience, but now we can mass produce the personalized experience, personalize it for 10,000 different learners at the same time. I think that is going to be a very, very interesting space where, as associations, along with other industries, move from doing webinars, which is typically the first type of online learning, to a learning management system, integrating that into some social aspects. The personalized learning is going to be the next step.
Well, great. That does sound interesting, and I look forward to talking with you more when you can tell us what's in the works around personalized learning. So thanks very much for your time today, Dan.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.